Welcome to Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro's official podcast. This is your opportunity to go behind the scenes of Rockstar Pro and hear from the wrestlers themselves. Now here are your hosts, Mark Turner and Bork Torkleson. Greetings, turd lickers and windjammers. Welcome to Backstage Pass, episode 55. This is the official podcast of Rockstar Pro Wrestling. I, of course, am your host, Bork Torkleson. Joining me to my left is my commentary partner, Mark Turner. Mark, say hi to the people.
I told you I'd be back.
No, you didn't. What?
Sure I did.
All right,
give me your clothes.
I see what you're doing.
John Murray.
You know what? No.
He's an inspiration.
No, I'm shutting that down right now.
Oh, man. What a man. What a machine John Murray is. This guy's unbelievable. Professional athlete to the core.
We just started, Mark.
What?
Already I want to punch you.
Why? I dare you to.
You dare me to.
Yeah, I dare you to. Come on. We're talking about John Murray here.
All right. I'm going to take that dare. Not right now, but just you wait.
Oh, okay. You're going to make me stew about it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Normally we would be joined by our commentary partner, Dave Crist. I don't know where he is.
He's a busy man.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, he's busy. He's out doing Dave Crist stuff. You have no idea what that's like.
I don't think I want to know.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's go ahead and just turn the clock back a little bit.
Sure.
We need to cover some things, some happenings. If people haven't been paying attention, they may not know why you're doing that terrible Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation.
I don't think it's that terrible. But John Murray... John Murray's
No.
Not
What?
No.
What? We're not yet.
Not yet.
Let's go back to the Tournament of Flight.
Okay. Well, John Murray should have been in the Tournament of Flight. But
No,
yeah.
it's not the Tournament of Fat. It's the Tournament of Flight.
The man can fly. He used to do a moonsault.
Used to.
Well,
when was
he's
the
a
last
large
time
man.
he did a moonsault?
Well, he's a machine now. It's hard. That's a lot.
When he was in high school?
Maybe. And beyond that, beyond high school. Let's give him some credit. He's a professional athlete. But yeah, let's talk about the Tournament of Flight. Well, What a tournament that was, Bork.
Well, it was great. Our first two-night tournament here at Rockstar Pro. And I got to say, the results were phenomenal.
Yeah.
We had a four-way elimination match as the final, but let's talk a little bit about how we got to that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we started with 16 individuals in this tournament. We had 4 brackets. And as you said earlier, we had 4 winners, a winner in each bracket.
Let's go A through D. So Zachary Wentz.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You sound disappointed about that.
Defeated Shane Strickland and Space Monkey to win bracket A and go into the final.
Absolutely. I mean, Zachary Wentz, huge win. How about that victory over Shane Strickland? What a match that was on night one.
Can we just move on?
That was a great one right there. But
yeah, he thinks
in
he's
bracket,
so great.
He is great. And then in bracket B, we had Scorpio Sky, who made his Rockstar Pro debut in the Tournament of Flight. And then he won his bracket. He defeated Aaron Williams and Nate Wings. Impressive victories there.
Absolutely. AR Fox also got to the final. He defeated Myron Reed in round 1, and then Jake Crist to win bracket C.
I mean, star-studded bracket there.
Absolutely.
Huge victories for AR Fox.
I think, you take Myron, you take Jake out, and those are 2 favorites of a lot of people to win that tournament.
No doubt about it. And then in bracket D, we had Arrow Boy. He defeated Facade and Jeremiah to advance to the finals.
Right, so there we had our finals, and out of AR Fox, Arrow Boy, Scorpio Sky, and Zachary Wentz.
Good memory. Good job.
Yeah, I try. It was AR Fox who ultimately came out on top. C-Dub presented him with the trophy for winning the inaugural Tournament of Flight, and he truly seemed to be honored to hold such a lofty position.
Absolutely, he was, and that just goes to show how everybody in the world wanted to be the first ever Tournament of Flight winner. I mean, AR Fox, he's done everything there is to do almost.
Just about, yeah.
In independent professional wrestling. And he was honored, like you said, to win the Tournament of Flight. And what a first victor for the Tournament of Flight. AR Fox,
yeah.
He proved it, the best high flyer in the world.
Yeah, that's right. And no one can take that away from him.
No.
He will always be the winner of the very first Tournament of Flight here at Rockstar Pro.
It was a great tournament, no doubt about it. But that wasn't the only thing that happened at the Tournament of Flight. We also had Nevaeh Crist successfully defend her Rockstar Pro World Championship against Samantha Heights. That was the main event of the Tournament of Flight.
That it was. Night 2 main event.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Samantha's night. I really did. But Nevaeh hit that tombstone and, well, that was it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Samantha Heights put up one heck of a fight. She really wanted that championship. We know how she lusts for gold, but in the end, Nevaeh was just too much for her. The Gem City Queen, still the champion.
Yeah, that's true. But a lot has been going on since the Tournament of Flight. That was just the first weekend in June. Here we are. June's almost over.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just in a few weeks, how much stuff happens on Amped. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't miss a week. I mean, I'm living proof of that. I missed 1 week. I missed 2 title changes. What's going on here?
Well, it seems like when you leave, interesting things happen at Rockstar
What's that all
Pro.
about? What's going on there?
Yeah, indeed. What indeed? So
Are you implying something?
As you said, Amped, a lot happened over the last couple weeks. First off, as you mentioned, some major title changes. The Ugly Ducklings have been stripped of their Rockstar Pro Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, crazy news. They didn't defend the championships in the time allotted.
30-day period?
Yeah, and then we had the Hooligans defeat the Knight Riders to become the new tag team champions. That's pretty ironic how the Hooligans got stripped of the championships, and then they win them back after the Ugly Ducklings get stripped of them. But the Hooligans are back, and it's great.
Yeah, and some people were questioning why Hooligans and Knight Riders. Well, previously there had been a triple threat tag team match to determine the number one contenders. It was Knight Riders, Hooligans, and Radrick and Dinero.
Right.
I can't remember who it was. I think it was Radrick. May have been Dinero. Took the pinfall loss in that match. Hooligans won to become number one contenders, and Knight Riders, since they didn't technically lose that match, jumped in to get that first shot.
Yeah, and I think that was a good call because you don't just want to hand the championships over to
right,
somebody like the
to a
Hooligans.
number one contender.
Yeah, exactly. You want to have somebody earn the championships.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what the Hooligans did.
That they did. But that's not the only new championship news here in Rockstar Pro. Clayton Jackson, now a 2-time American Luchador champion, after defeating Daniel Winchester, who was, a champion for about a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
And Myron Reed became the number one contender. He won a Fatal 4-Way, I believe, to earn that right. He challenged Jackson immediately, and Jackson successfully defended and retains his American Luchador title.
Yeah, how about the American Luchador Championship Odyssey since the last time we had a podcast? I'm not even sure if Winchester won the championship the last time we talked on here.
I don't think so.
The championship has changed hands so many times, and you're right, Clayton Gaines Jackson
That's right.
is the champion right now.
My bro.
Two-time champion, and a very impressive victory over Myron Reed as well, like you mentioned.
Clay, he's the captain of Team 3CC.
Is he now? Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for enlightening me.
You're welcome. 3 counts coming, baby.
But I don't know. Let's see how long he holds on to that championship. He seems to be defending it an awful lot.
Absolutely.
This week, he's defending it against Daniel Winchester again. Let's see what happens.
We'll see.
And but in other championship news, the Gem City Queen Nevaeh, not only did she beat Samantha Heights at the Tournament of Flight, she's also successfully retained the championship against both Ron Mathis and Aaron Williams in the last several weeks of Amped. Very impressive victories, 2 of the best all time in this company.
Yeah, and both interesting matches, I think, with some parallels, some similarities between them. Seems some of the Rockstar locker room, I don't know if it's intimidation, if they're just hesitant to bring their striking game to a woman, if that's a little, taboo or whatever it may be. But I said on the mic on commentary, and I think everyone agreed with me, the locker room has to stop thinking of Nevaeh as a female champion and just thinking of her as a champion, because she's beaten some of the best in this company.
Oh, no doubt about it. And even before she became Rockstar Pro World Champion, we talked on and on about how she's one of the best wrestlers in the world, male or female.
Absolutely.
She's truly proven that, and you're right. If there is hesitation out there, it needs to stop, or else she's going to hold on to that championship for a very long time.
Well, yeah, we saw it in both of those matches. I feel like both Williams and Mathis, a little slow out of the gate, a little hesitant, to go right after her, to, punch her in the face, for example. But as those matches went on, these men realized that Nevaeh is one hell of a champion and a difficult one to beat.
Yeah, certainly. We'll talk more about this later, but her next championship defense will be against the Juggernaut Jeremiah.
That's right.
And I have a feeling Jeremiah won't hold anything back.
No, he will not. Bad dudes, Mark. Mark.
No, I guess
bad dudes.
But before we go on
Mark.
to other things, okay.
Bad dudes.
Well, you want to talk about a bad dude.
Yeah.
He may not technically be a bad dude, but this guy right here, we talked about it at the beginning. Let's talk more about John Murray.
Do we
How
have
about
to?
John Murray just taking over these amps, coming out as the Terminator, coming out as Sandman with a kendo stick, with a Singapore cane? It's amazing.
He's ruining wrestling.
Ruining wrestling. He's making it fun. This is great.
This is ludicrous. This is the sort of nonsense, the bullshit that I think Mathis is absolutely justified in taking a stand against. What does John Murray do? He comes out there, he sticks his thumb in people's butts, he drinks beer, and he gets everything he wants. He had his own birthday celebration for an entire amp.
Yeah.
He's on the poster for our next internet pay-per-view.
It's Judgement Babe. He has to be on the poster.
And why? What has he done to deserve this?
Well, I mean, John Murray, this guy knows how to have fun, and that's what pro wrestling is all about, Bork. I think you're forgetting.
It's about competition.
No, I think you're forgetting. The fans come here each week to have fun, and that's why the show is put on. That's why we have wrestling each week for the fans, and they're having a
Well, why
blast.
don't we just serve them all cake and ice cream, and we'll have a dance party.
Well,
There
sure.
won't be any combat. There won't be any wrestling. We'll all just hold hands and have fun, Mark.
I mean, I'm sure they love to watch wrestling, too, but John Murray...
Do they?
Yeah, John Murray always has a good time. John Murray can wrestle, too. Let's not forget, he beat Ron Mathis in a match, and I think that's really what's bothering Ron Mathis. He's bothered that John Murray was better than him on that
You
night.
think that's it?
Yeah.
I think it goes a lot deeper than that, Mark Turner.
Well, there's still a lot more to come between John Murray and Ron Mathis, that's for sure.
What is wrong with that guy? He thinks he's Sandman first, then he thinks he's Terminator. He's just ruining everything.
I can't wait till John Murray and Sandman share a beer, Singapore cane. I don't know, maybe
kidding me?
Arnold Schwarzenegger will come here one day.
Jesus Christ. Can we just get to the spotlight?
I want to keep talking about it. I think I will.
All right, no.
What?
Here it comes. Here's the spotlight segment.
He has beer. I mean, let's get cake in here. Let's do it. Let's have some cake.
It's time for the Rockstar Wrestler Spotlight.
Well, I wanted to talk more about John Murray, but since Bork wouldn't let me, I got something better. We're being joined for the Spotlight segment by the Gym City Queen, the Rockstar Pro World Champion, Nevaeh, and Dave Crist, our buddy. Our commentary trio is back intact. Everybody's here. This is great.
What's funny is Bork over there told me that this started at 6:30. Turns out you guys started it way earlier.
That is a classic Bork trick. I fell for it once.
No.
I clearly fell for it this time.
You saw the text too, Mark, right?
What? You clearly told him to be here at 6:30.
I said 6.
Well, anyway,
Come
I'm
on,
happy
Bork.
to see you, Dave.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, guys, I know that having Dave around is a big deal, but we also have the Rockstar Pro World Champion with us, and, I am happy to give recognition that Nevaeh is a history maker.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
For weeks, you've been talking trash about it.
Hey, well, here,
What?
let me...
What?
For weeks,
It's true.
you
It's
have
true,
been
Bork.
slandering women.
I have not. I have not. Here's what I said. I said that I didn't like the way, and with all due respect, I didn't like the way that you won the title because I thought it was a two-person match that was turned into a tag team match. I felt that was a little wonky. Nevertheless, since
your
you've
foot's a little wonky.
well, that's John Murray's.
I mean, fair and square, though.
Yeah.
No
She
cheating,
even
nothing
pinned-
happened. I pinned him.
Pin the champion, exactly.
And
Ended.
I will give you your due there, absolutely. And you deserve to be champion. You pin the champion. You're correct. And let's point out, Mark and I have already said this in our earlier segment, you've defeated Samantha Heights, Ron Mathis, and Aaron Williams in title defense matches.
Yep.
Very impressive.
So it wasn't a fluke like you said.
I never said it was a fluke. I just didn't like the
backtracking.
way
Yeah,
that
he's
match was made.
Definitely
Yeah.
backpedaling
People
right
tend
now.
to backtrack.
Yeah.
It's,
Especially
I get it.
when the champ's in the room, right?
Pedal,
Well-
pedal,
Yeah.
backwards.
Nevertheless, you're
Nevertheless, I made history. I'm the first ever female Rockstar Pro champ. And furthermore than that, I'm the first female to have ever wrestled for that title years ago against Aaron Williams.
That's true. It's true. Unsuccessful on that night, but that's ancient history.
man,
Yeah,
that
you said
jab
that
right
with
there.
a smile on your voice.
Well,
didn't
what?
you?
It's
Yeah.
just a fact.
Well, I mean,
You defeated him last week, so
You're right, I
you
did.
got your win back. There you go. For the title. Or you kept your title.
I retained.
But Nevaeh, it's got to feel pretty sweet to be the Rockstar Pro World Champion right now. It's been a long road for you, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a very long road. Life's hectic and crazy, and it's busy, and it takes an awful lot to be a wrestler, as people know. I mean, Dave's coming back from some horrendous injuries, so anything small can really set you back.
And you've had your share of those as well.
I've had my share. I have been lucky enough to not have a severe concussion. Like, most wrestlers it happens to them. The very next night after winning the title, I received my first ever concussion. And it was no picnic. So my hats are off to the guys and girls who have had multiple and get right back up and keep going. Right. So even that month to get back in the ring toward that was hard for me. It was constant headaches, constantly being sick, and making sure that you lose that fear before you get in the ring of, it happening again. Because it can happen again.
Right. And you did a great job recovering from that because you've had 3 successful title defenses since you had that concussion. How did you put that concussion behind you and focus on your opponents and defending the championship?
The fact that you hold the title of the company in your hometown. I mean, that's something I focused on. Wrestling in front of the whole world, all these other cities, countries, states, it doesn't matter. When you wrestle in your hometown, the way I do with Dayton, is where all my excitement is. So you kind of push through for the fans.
The fans here in Dayton. I mean, this is great. We have Dave Crist here, former Rockstar Pro World Champion. Nevaeh, the champion. Dave, tell us, what do you think about Nevaeh being the Rockstar Pro World Champion right now?
Well, as I said before, I thought it was just a matter of time because if you're a Crist,
there you go.
You have greatness. And if you have Crist, you have everything.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
I like that. Bork's making faces.
I didn't make a face. What are you talking about?
No, that's just his weird face.
Oh, it's just his weird face?
Yeah, it's just his weird face.
Can I get in a question?
Please.
Well, I don't know, can you?
I don't know, but if you have Crist, you have everything. I like it.
Hey.
I like it.
My question was, how do you think your title reign here in Rockstar Pro as world champion reflects women's wrestling in 2017?
I think it reflects exactly what women's wrestling is looked at upon now. You've put me in there, with, some of the best guys Rockstar has to offer, and I've walked out on top, a little banged and bruised, but I walked out on top. I was able to retain, and really I fought just as hard as they did. That's what women's wrestling is nowadays. It's being recognized for not being a female wrestler, just being recognized for being a wrestler.
Isn't that what I have said several times in commentary, and then he just keeps referring to her as a female competitor?
You're putting words into my mouth.
You guys did have that argument for a while.
We had, I believe I said she is a wrestler, and you're like, yes, a female wrestler, and she should be treated as such.
I said no such thing.
Something along
How's
those
a female
lines.
wrestler treated?
Garbage in his eyes.
Well, no, that's not the case at all. I think
you're sexist.
No,
you're sexist ways.
I am not sexist in the slightest. I think, again, you're...
Hashtag feminism.
Well, you said it, not me. But
you're the one that keeps saying it.
It's true.
I'm going to punch you in the face.
I think everyone, regardless of their gender identity, should be treated with the utmost respect.
And I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely.
I think when you put gender in front of, being the first ever women's, you put gender, I feel like you're taking a slight at the fact. I look at her as a competitor, and I always have for years. She isn't a female wrestler to me. She is a wrestler.
Well,
That's my personal opinion.
Thanks.
I think it's a massive accomplishment, honestly. I think, let's be honest, it's an industry in which, well, maybe until 2017, the deck has been stacked against women. It's been really difficult for women to get the respect that men have in this industry, and people like our world champion are getting that now.
I agree, but I think that trend has started to change around 2015.
Yeah.
And now it's just now starting to really take shape and take form. And, females can do stuff now.
Well, they always
can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And they can be looked at as an equal, not just their gender.
Absolutely. And you guys... You missed out. Mark and I were talking at the beginning of the episode about how, maybe we saw a little bit of that in your matches against Mathis and Williams, that, they seemed a little, I don't know how to phrase it, maybe a little weirded out by the fact that here they are taking on a female competitor, not something that they're used to do, and then over the match they realize, holy shit, this is for the world title, I better get my act together, but obviously not in time because you defeated both of them.
Well, I mean, that's their flaw to have looked at me as a female instead of just a wrestler.
Right.
Bingo.
I mean, you look at a company, you look at who holds their titles. That's who the company, has put put everything into.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to walk out with the title right there, they should just see me as a wrestler holding the title, not a female.
Absolutely, and those were such impressive victories over Ron Mathis and Aaron Williams. But your next championship defense will be against the Juggernaut Jeremiah, and he's a bad dude. I have a feeling he's not going to hold anything back like Bork was referring to.
He's a sleazy dude.
A sleazy dude?
Let's be
He
honest.
can be both.
Did you watch the way that he beat the trash out of Samantha?
You mean, yeah.
He's a little greasy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I
She
I
seemed to
agree.
like it, but...
Well, that's not what I'm referring
Still a
to.
little greasy too, though.
But what I'm referring to is I do think that, Jeremiah will look at Nevaeh here as a competitor and not just as a woman. And, that's kind of like, if I'm stepping on your toes, please tell me, but I think that's kind of what we've been preparing for. Me and my brother and I are just, we're preparing her because we've wrestled Jeremiah.
Right.
And she has too, but... this is a one-on-one encounter, so I think, when we're going over match tapes and we're going over strategies and all that kind of stuff, I think that's something we've really focused on, if I'm...
Oh, absolutely. They've been in there with him multiple times. I've only been in there with him a handful of times, and it's never been in singles competition.
Right.
I mean, and to lose the title to a woman, regardless if you're looking at it as a male or a female, lose a title, you're going to be pissed.
Right.
So then to lose it to a female, which has, obviously was never done before, it's kind of just throwing salt on the wound.
Yeah, and
so he's going to come in
Right.
ready to take my head off.
No doubt. And
100%.
We've seen Jeremiah the last few weeks. He's been waiting his time to use his rematch against you since he lost the championship. He's been biding his time. He's been waiting for this moment. The last few weeks we've been seeing him attack after matches, Jake and yourself.
Yeah, a little bit of handcuff to the...
I know, right?
Ring ropes there. It's gotten pretty brutal out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeremiah's trying to get in your head, but what do you have to say about that?
Oh, no, it's just going to take a lot more to get into my head. 100%,
go.
much more.
Well, I mean, Dave, you look like you have something to say.
Well, I was just going to mention, you mentioned the head games, but as far as our family goes, I think in wrestling we're the king and queen of kings and queen of mind games. I mean, we've been playing mind games with people all around the country for years.
We've been around for a while.
Let's look at your introduction into Rockstar Pro. I believe Sammy was scheduled at Mesh versus Flesh, but all of a sudden there came the Crist family and changed Rockstar forever.
Oh yeah, we
no
started
doubt.
drawing.
That's definitely not a lie.
Well, speaking of the family, I gotta ask this. I mean, it's really been kind of, I don't know, perplexing me for the last few weeks. Your husband, Jake Crist, the artist, with this whole tag team with Trey Miguel, with the Wendy and Lisa, it's like they think they're actually Wendy and Lisa, like they're the women from the Revolution.
Okay.
Wait, hold on,
going
time out,
on?
wait a
What?
minute. There you go, being sexist again.
That's not
Trying to
sexist.
say men can't be women too?
No,
All right, well, on that note, I am out of here.
Look what
Thanks
you've
for
done.
having
Oh,
me.
but
What a
I
scumbag.
got things to do, guys.
no,
Well,
I
thank
really
you so
want
much
an
for being
answer.
here, Nevaeh. Bork, you've ruined it again.
Well, I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, you're sexist.
All right, well, I guess that does it for the Spotlight segment. Thank you so much, Nevaeh, for being here. Bork, you ruined it. What a great Spotlight segment that was. I kind of like being in control of this, Bork. I like being the moderator.
She
This
still
is
didn't
nice.
answer my question.
Because your question was stupid.
Pretty much.
It's
That
not-
summarizes it.
I just want answers. I'm just a guy asking questions. I mean,
No,
Jake and
he's a
Trey,
very-
what are they...
What
very
does it
confused.
matter to you?
Yeah, mind your own business.
My own
How about
business,
this?
I'm
How
supposed to
about
call-
this? Don't put so much judgment, babe.
He's very confused. He has a lot of questions.
Is
yeah.
that our segue to talk about the next...
Yes.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. I can't wait for this pay-per-view Judgement Babe. I mean, the Terminator John Murray's gonna be there. That's all you need to know.
So tell me about the transformation of the Terminator, John Murray.
I got a theory on this.
Because you're his best friend.
I got a theory on this. You know how...
I thought Ricky Steamboat was his best friend.
Hold on. I got a theory on this. You know how all great athletes, like in baseball, let's say, like Mike Trout, he's like a machine with efficient, like with his base hits every time he comes up. Okay. All great professional athletes are like machines in their sport.
Who's
John
Mike
Murray.
Trout?
Mike Trout is the best baseball player in the world. Come on, wake up. But anyway, John Murray, he's the professional athlete of professional wrestling. He has machine-like efficiency when he wrestles in that ring. You know what? Let's just cut out the middleman. Let's make him a machine. Let's make him Terminator. There we go. Boom. It's done.
You're an idiot.
What? Doesn't that make sense?
Hold on. So, efficient as in, like, when he misses the cutter, he did it on purpose?
Sure, yeah. He's there to entertain. He's programmed to do so. He's a machine. He's programmed to miss that
What
cutter.
are his prime directives? Number 1, put thumb in ass. Number 2, drink beer.
Yeah.
Number 3, fall over.
Don't forget smoke cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, like, 4 or 5, annoy you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think that's number 1.
And then 6, win matches, beat Ron Mathis. There you go.
Of course, you would think it's number 1 because it makes you the number 1. Everything's got to be about you, Bork.
I think Bork's
It
more,
is about you.
I think Bork's more like number 2, if you ask me.
I think Bork is a huge number 2.
Well, this is like the Gym City Slam all over again.
Good
Well,
times.
I'm glad that you slammed Jim like that.
What now?
I think you know what that means. But anyway, let's talk about Judgment Babe, the next pay-per-view coming up on July the 7th.
Yeah, in non-John Murray matches, we're going to see Myron Reed take on Trey Miguel, take on Mr. 450 himself in a triple threat match.
I am so excited about this match. These are 3 exciting young athletes. And Mr. 450, he's actually been around for a while.
Yeah.
I met the young man in 2007
Yeah.
in Indianapolis. And the dude is just electrifying. The stuff that guy can do at his size is just amazing.
You better not overlook Myron Reed and Trey Miguel. I mean,
Oh, you
those
can't.
two. Yeah, absolutely. 2 of the best high-rising prospects in the world right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's going to make that match so interesting is you've got Mr. 450, as you said, Dave, a guy who's been around for a while, still young, still a lot of energy, still a lot of athleticism and enthusiasm. But Myron Reed and Trey Miguel, hey, we've had our differences. You guys know that, but I cannot deny the talent of these 2 young men. I really think they have big futures in this industry.
Oh, absolutely. How could they not? I mean, look at the way that these guys have transformed in the past, let's say, year or so.
Sure.
It's incredible. But that's not the only match we have. We have a match that Bork, I think, will be very, very interested in.
Yeah?
An American Luchador Championship boards match. Clayton Jackson defends against Zachary Wentz. I think we might have a new champion. I think Wentz might walk out of Judgment Babe.
No.
The American Luchador Champion.
No, not going to happen. Clayton Jackson's on a roll. A little bit of a spoiler alert. We're taping this, recording this, the night...
Are you using cassettes still?
No, the night that Jackson defends against Winchester. If by some miracle Winchester wins, he will fight Wentz. But that's not going to happen. It's going to be Clayton Jackson versus Zachary Wentz. And let me clarify on something here.
Okay.
I understand a boards match to mean that normal American Luchador rules apply. However, boards are legal inside the ring.
Okay, there we go. And,
right? And that's my understanding.
That's what it sounds like to me. But, you talk about Clayton Jackson fighting Daniel Winchester. I bet Zachary Wentz wants Clayton Jackson to win that matchup. He wants to fight Clayton Jackson at Judgment Babe, and he wants to take that championship away from him.
Well, I'll tell you right here, right now, Zachary Wentz is looking past the title. He isn't looking at that title at all. He's actually looking on getting the retribution against Clayton Jackson. Clayton Jackson is what's in front of him.
Certainly.
The title is behind him. He doesn't care about that title because if you think about it, why would you downgrade? He's already been the world.
Well, that's true, but I think the biggest reason why he wants to win that championship is just to take it from Clay,
Well,
take it from him so Clayton misses it.
But I'm going to tell you because I know for a fact that Zachary is not looking at that title. And that's not the main focus. That's not the objective.
Gotcha.
The objective is to hurt Clayton Jackson.
Yeah, that seemed to be the objective immediately when he returned from England, huh?
Yeah, absolutely,
well,
right away.
Maybe Zach took offense to the fact that Clayton almost sank England.
Well, I mean, that's not Clay's fault. He's just huge.
Well, you know what? Zachary has best friends over there now. I don't know if you remember the dude Craig West.
Yeah, I remember Craig.
Did Craig turn his back on you too?
No, we still talk online sometimes.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, we do.
He does it. He does it out of pity. I know for a fact.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he probably messages him, but he doesn't get any response.
Well, no. What's funny is he reads me Bork's messages, and then I reply for him.
That's great. Oh man, you need to tell me more secrets when we're off the air here.
It's great.
But you know what? Speaking of ridiculousness here, let's talk more about this John Murray versus Kikataro match. That's going to be match of the night right there. I think we can all agree on that. This is going to be awesome. Oh, is he here? Is he here? Bork! I think I see fog underneath the door.
It's just Dave slapping his legs.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got excited.
Oh, wait a minute. Here he comes. Guys. Here he comes.
He's not coming.
Oh, man.
Well, how great would it be if he did?
We would hear it. We would hear his heavy breathing and his wonky gait with those effed up ACLs all the way down the hallway.
It's just how he's programmed, Bork. It's just
he's not a robot!
He is a robot.
But that match is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be so entertaining.
Hey, Kikataro is amazing.
Yeah, Kikataro is hilarious. If there's anybody that's John Murray's equal when it comes to entertainment, it might be Kikataro. What? You got a problem with that?
He's a lot better than John Murray. Doesn't kill the business on a weekly basis.
Kill the business? He's a great man. Anyway.
Let's talk about the World Championship match and get this over with.
The Rockstar Pro World Championship will be on the line. Jeremiah gets his rematch.
That's right.
Against the champion, Nevaeh Crist.
I think this is going to be a hell of a match. We know that Jeremiah is just apoplectic. He's furious that he lost that Rockstar Pro World Championship in the manner that he did.
Right.
And this is his chance to get it back from the woman who pinned him, the competitor who pinned him at, when was it? It was the Gym City Slam, was it not?
Yes, it was. The opening match of that. But yeah, Jeremiah, he believes his reign was far too short. It was cut short. His legs were cut out from underneath him. He has a chance to right all that in his mind.
Dave seems very upset.
Yeah, he does.
It's cry me a river, bud. Like, you win some, you lose some. You get back on that horse, but you never cry about it.
Well, there you go.
And that's all Jeremiah's been doing is crying about losing to Nevaeh. A competitor and an athlete, not a woman.
She's all three, honestly.
I will say this.
I'm not looking at her just as a woman like you do.
I'm not the biggest Jeremiah fan, but I don't think Jeremiah's going to come into this matchup crying. I don't think he's going to be overlooking Nevaeh. He knows this is his last shot to regain that the Rockstar Pro World Championship. He's going to bring everything.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's his last time, his last opportunity to get in. It's his last free opportunity without having to earn it.
Right.
Well, it's not a matter of earning it. It's his rematch. It's his rematch.
It's his rematch.
And he deserves that.
But if he loses, he will then have to turn around and earn.
There you go.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, if you lose your title shot, it's back to the end of the line.
I still haven't even had my rematch yet.
Oh, that was against Zach. That was quite a while back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, why'd that never happen?
Well, some guys go to England.
Oh, all right. But Jeremiah, I think he's going to bring everything he has in that matchup. And, we talked about it earlier. He's not going to hold anything back like maybe some of the other challengers that Nevaeh has. This will be a very interesting one-on-one match here.
So, be here.
Yeah.
At 1106
come
East 3rd Street at Rockstar Pro Arena for Judgement Babe.
Judgement Babe. Say it right. Babe.
Judgement Babe.
Come on, say it with some gusto. Babe.
Say it with some balls.
Judgment Babe.
Yeah.
Look at you.
He actually did it.
Friday, July 7th.
It looked like it hurt him, but he did it.
Right here at Rockstar Pro Arena.
So if it was somebody else's catchphrase, would you like it more?
Yeah.
But if it was John Murray stuff.
If it was Clayton's, he'd be babing around all over.
You're absolutely right. Clay would have thought of something more clever than Babe.
Yeah, because
he's a smart man.
He's so small now that he no longer has to go through the door sideways.
I get that.
Come on.
Now
I've seen it.
Sense.
You take everything literally like that?
Yeah, I do. Because he did.
Can we wrap this up, please?
Go ahead, Bork. Wrap this up. I'll let you do it.
I just did. We'll see you July 7th at Judgment Babe.
One hell of an ending. Babe. That was amazing. Babe, I'll be back.
Come on.
Do it, Dave.
God damn it,
Dave,
really?
you do it.
I'll be back.
Oh, that was much better. That was great.
We'll see.
Babe.
Come on, you going to end this?
We'll see.
Babe.
We'll see you. We'll see you.
Yes!
I'll be back.
Best ending ever.
That's all for this episode. Be sure to come back for another edition of Backstage Pass, Rockstar Pro Wrestling's official podcast.